Oh, I'm starting at the back. Okay. In the Tailgater S. It's a balanced one, this one. So hopefully we should have some good racing throughout. This video is brought to you by all the scumbags listed on the scumbags page of my website. Big thank you to everyone listed there for your long time and extra support. Last place off the grid though. So the setup for this race that I've made is such that all of the vehicles here all have a lap time within 104 and 105 with my testing. Now, that is assuming that all the vehicles are custom, which they're not going to be. And that's the main limitation with doing something like this. Not everyone's going to have a custom version of every single vehicle in this list, and that includes me. I don't have a custom version of some of them. But I wanted to do it anyway, just for a bit of fun. I'm calling it random balanced. We're on the full LSGP track because I felt like that was sort of the closest in style and the closest to sort of the cutting corners GP layout where the lap times might translate. There's no big straights like there are on a Blaine County 24-hour track or things like that that might make the lap times be different if something's got a really high top speed or something. So all of these cars, there's actually 43 cars in the game based on my testing that have a lap time between a 1:04 and a 1:05. 1 minute of lap time separates 43 vehicles. It's the densest collection of vehicles in my testing in the entire list. It's kind of crazy that we've got 43 vehicles separated by 1 minute. And I guess this is a bit of an example of the kind of racing you could do if we had am I saying 1 minute? Sorry, 1 second. 1 second of lap time. Okay, we would have a lot more vehicles if it was 1 minute of lap time. Ooh, Arden. Yeah, 1 second of lap time. Jesus. Thank you for keeping me right, chat. So yeah, the lap time of every single vehicle is between a 1:04 to a 1:05. I think the fastest car is the Sultan RS from the Supers class. It's got like a 1:04.0. And the slowest is actually the regular Sultan, which is a 1:04.9 or something. But yeah, it's kind of an example of the kind of racing you could do with open classes. You know, if we didn't have to restrict the racing, if there was just a class that had all and you could choose a car from any class, you could have a race with 43 different cars that were all totally balanced. Well, almost. You know, 1 second of lap time is not a lot really. There's going to be little differences here and there, but very close. And there are other close proximity vehicles in the list, but this is the densest collection with 43 in 1 second. I can't believe I was saying 1 minute. Oh man. There's 43 vehicles within 1 second, but 3 of them aren't available in this race, unfortunately. One of them is the Gauntlet Interceptor in the emergency class, and that's obviously because you can't get the Gauntlet Interceptor in random races or any race. The other ones are unfortunately 2 regular vehicles that also you can't get in random races because Rockstar didn't include them in the random vehicles list. The what was it? The Serrano from the sports class is one of them, and unfortunately the other one is the Adder. So the Adder does have a 1:04 lap time, but you can't get the Adder in random races because it's not in the list of vehicles to select for random races. So those are the 3 vehicles we don't get. So there's 40 vehicles in this list. When this goes up on YouTube, I'll leave a full list of all the vehicles that are in this race. In fact, I'll just put all 43 vehicles that are within 1 second of each other. I almost did it again, 1 minute. I'll put all 43 vehicles that are within 1 second of each other in the description, so you can check it out for yourself. But just know that the Gauntlet, Interceptor, the Adder and the Serrano aren't available in this race specifically. But we do get some special ones, like there's 2 muscle cars, but they're both arena vehicles, like the Arena Impaler and the Arena Dominator. Those are 2 of the vehicles that I don't have from this selection. Most of the vehicles are sports cars, because sports cars just has most vehicles. I did write down how many of each class we've got in this race. But yeah, basically, in reality, outside of the distinction that we, custom vehicles and stock vehicle differences, if that wasn't a thing, if everybody had a copy of every single car that's in this order, this would be basically a balanced random race. It wouldn't matter which cars you got on these laps, because every car is basically balanced with each other. Naturally, they all have different strengths and weaknesses. Have I even had a sports car yet? Are we on lap 4? Yeah, I've had the Tailgater, which was sedans. This is Coupes, the FR36. And then 2 sports classics, right? Ardent and Cheetah. I've dodged the most populous class 4 laps in. See? I had the grip to keep up there. He's got the better top speed in that drafter. This is fun. We're getting a bit of like proper racing in a random race, because the cars are all balanced. Cinquemila, sorry, I thought it was the AF drafter. Thanks. I'm getting everything wrong today. AF drafter's quicker than this anyway. It's not even in the list, I'm pretty sure. Isn't that a 103 lap time or something? 5 hours into a 13-hour stream, I know it's a long way to go yet. So 22 sports cars we've got. Damn, I've dodged sports again. Coupes, Previon. So the top Coupes are all here. The Previon, the FR36 and whatnot. But yeah, 22 sports cars, 5 sedans, 4 supercars, 3 off-roads, 2 each of sports classics, muscle, coupes and SUVs. And then obviously the 1 emergency class with the Gauntlet Interceptor. Those are the 43, but obviously we've got no emergency and 2 less supercars. If you want a class separated by 1 minute, the 33 cars from the utility truck cherry picker with a 143.48 to the forklift with a 243.41 would work. No way. That's crazy. That's crazy. That puts it into perspective. 33 vehicles from the utility truck down to the forklift separated by 1 minute of lap time. And we've got 43 vehicles separated by 1 second of lap time. That puts it into perspective. Comet Retro Custom, my first sports car. There are 22 of them. It's going to happen eventually. Oh yeah, I got something else wrong, didn't I? I said we don't have 2 supers and the emergency with the Gauntlet, but no, it's 1 sports car, 1 supercar, because it's the Adder and the Serrano. I'm getting everything wrong. Wow. Mistake-filled race. Gaps have spread out. Where are we at? Oh, 20 seconds back from the top two. I'm not good. They're going to have their own battle over first and second, I think. They probably had really great first laps. I was caught in a lot of nonsense on the first lap, so I was never going to win. I'm surprised I've gotten up to fifth, to be honest. But a podium might be on. It will also depend on cars that people have. Is that a Locust that Diglett obviously doesn't have? There's fourth. That was easy enough. I have an inherent advantage on this one.
Hit me, I'm taking names!
Taking names.
Thank you very much for the $10 super chat. I'll read that after the race. Thank you so much. Yeah, I obviously have an inherent advantage because I have most of these cars. I don't have all of them, but I do have most. And people who have more cars will have a better chance of doing well in this race specifically. But it's more of a proof of concept, I suppose. Like, this is a kind of random race that could be balanced if everybody owned everything in it. And you could do that with smaller selections of vehicles. It doesn't have to be the widest amount number of vehicles possible. You could do a random race with 10 cars, make sure everybody's got those 10. I think me getting up into third place has been entirely because the second and fourth haven't, third and fourth haven't had cars that they got. It might come to haunt me later. But yeah, it's a proof of concept in that respect. You know, you can do this also with a smaller number of cars that are all close in lap time. This is like the best that you can do because we don't have random selects on vanilla GTA. The functionality does exist in the creator, but we don't have access to it, where everybody gets the same cars by the end. Missed it. Inspector Custom. I feel like I'm in a lonely third place now. I'm still 20 seconds back, as you would expect, because all the cars are balanced and Ajaxo and GD Driver are relatively similar pace to me. 6 and 7 seconds and 9 seconds behind. I'm in a lonely third. Might be in a lonely third for the rest of the race. Unless I get... Oh, this is giving me MCEC flashbacks, I've just realised. It was the Spectre Custom on LSGP, wasn't it? In MCEC Season 5, I think? Oh, that was not good. I've never had a good MCEC race on on LSGP. Why can't I get things right anymore? Why has my brain stopped working? This looks nothing like the North Loop. MCEC Season 6 is not confirmed just because I mentioned it. Stop it. Better. Season 5 was GP1. Oh, might have been Season 4 then. Yeah, it's a shame we don't have the functionality to make like a proper random select on vanilla. It would be fun to have it where everybody gets the same cars by the end. It is a good sort of... It's a really... It's the... I've said it before when we've done those races. It's kind of the best random race mode. Because there's skill involved. Because everyone gets the same by the end. So how you do well... How well you do in each car matters. But you have different cars on every lap. And you stretch out and then... Concertina back together again towards the end. But this is kind of the best we can get on vanilla. Just limiting the selection to balanced vehicles. You don't get the big swings where you get a slow car and you know that everyone else is going to have the slow car. But at least it's a different car every lap. Yeah, the tuners are in this group as well, quite a few of the tuners. I think the very top tuners maybe aren't? No, they are. It's the top tuners that are. The Vector, the Sultan. I think they're all in that 104. I think they're in the 104 range. I don't trust anything I'm saying now. They might be in the low 10, early, like the high 103s. Might be. I'm questioning everything. Did they get in the 102s? I don't know. I refuse. I refuse to believe anything that my brain's telling me anymore. I did find it ironic that the Sultan RS is at the top of this little list and the regular Sultan's at the bottom. I think this is the second string of tuners that are here. The Jester, the Euros, the Tailgater. I don't think the top tuners are. I knew that was going to happen. Wow, I got lucky. I saw that weird line he was taking. There's the Comet Retro again. Damn. 40 cars. And we're only doing 14 laps and we can still get duplicates. I think that's got to be one of the worst things about vanilla randoms in comparison to 5M randoms. Getting repeat cars. This is making up for the fact that I didn't test it for so long, I guess. Which was all a lie. It was all tested when it released. It's an old meme reference, that one though. Let's have a look at what the gaps are. I've caught up to the top two actually. I've been having a pretty good race. Oh, here's what. Oh no, I've got the Dominator. I totally forgot that I had the Dominator. There we go. We got the boost too. One of the two arena vehicles that I actually have. I'm not dropping the plate. I'm not doing it. I refuse. How do you do it though, just out of curiosity? Right on the D-pad, right? Everyone's pressuring me to drop the plate. It's gone. It's gone. I don't think it will affect anybody. Yes, I actually think it might only be the Arena Impaler of all the vehicles in this list that I don't have. Yeah, watch me hit it. Oh, okay. Well, I've just been karmed. I just got karmed for dropping the plate. I didn't need to hit my own rear end plate on the next lap. Okay, it's only a 2-second gap now. Sultan, this is the slowest of the vehicles in this list. So there is still some variability. It has been a rough 2 laps for my gap. I had a very comfortable gap to third place. Now it's not so comfortable anymore. What lap are we on? 1 lap to go after this. I'm in a fight over a podium spot. I think it would have been a good battle if I'd not had a bad first couple of laps from getting involved in crashes and starting at the back. I've been catching and generally keeping pace with the top 2 over the course of the race. But starting in 30th place, there was no way I was going to be able to get back on terms with them. Okay, Moist Kitty's right behind. Last lap, shootout, Cheetah Classic again. 2 duplicates in 14 laps. I was hoping we wouldn't get any duplicates because it was only 14 laps across 40 cars, but hey ho. What am I fighting against? Jester RR versus Cheetah Classic. It's like a proper race. Think about defending and whatnot. Back markers in front are going to make this dicey. This is very dicey. Look at how close it is! Wow, it was all on the brake boost at the end. Managed to get them and stay ahead because I was compromised because of the back markers. What a race. That was close. GG's, Moist Kitty, that made it interesting. The crash made it a more interesting end to the race. It looks like it was a good battle up front as well with GT Driver and AJ Axel for a long time. GG's everybody. And yes, similar lap times across the board. I mean, that's the idea. Again, it was a proof of concept. I just wanted to have the biggest variety of cars that were somewhat balanced. You know, 43 vehicles across 1 second of lap time is pretty crazy that that's even a thing. But probably the best way to do it is to pick 10, 15 cars or something that everybody has that are all different, but all within a very small amount of lap time. And use that as the list for a race. Yeah, 0.004 of a second at the line between me and Moist Kitty. That's so close. Shame I got 2 of the same car though. Like 2 duplicates. Disappointed with that. But that was fun. Seeing all those different cars racing together and all of them being balanced. Such a wide variety of cars too. SUVs, muscle, sports classics. If only we could do an open class race. Oh yeah, it's not 0.004. It's 104 thousandths. Oh my god. I can't get anything right today. There had to be something else, didn't there? There had to be one last little thing that I got wrong. It was 1/10 of a second at the line. I just totally didn't see. I didn't look. I obviously didn't decide to look at the first number. This is the start of the decline. This is it. This is it. It's gonna get worse from here. 1/10 of a second. God. Fun race, but messy brain.